poor white British children are falling further behind at school than any other ethnic group.
The Education Select Committee says that they do less homework, miss more school and get worse GCSE results than youngsters from other backgrounds. The chair of that committee is the MP Graham Stewart, who joins us from our Westminster studio. Good morning. Why do you think this is?
Well, the first thing is to reiterate the point you made. If you compare white British low-income children with, for instance, children of equally low-income homes from an Indian background, they're about half as likely to get 5 good GCSEs. And you've also touched on issues around work ethic, attitude to school, which can be evidenced by reporting doing less homework and being more likely to play truant. So it's a persistent and serious problem that needs to be recognised. And Ofsted rightly did a report called Unseen Children, because 2/3 of the children who are on free school meals are from a white British background, and yet they're easily the worst performing group. And that's true not just for boys, but also for girls. And it's something that needs to be taken seriously and approached in a number of ways. For instance, by I think supporting the continuation of the pupil premium, making sure we do target support to the children from the poorest homes, and by looking carefully at the incentives both within schools and between schools for the deployment of the best teachers. Because the good news from our report today is that great schools make a transformational difference, that children from poor homes respond more than other children do to great teaching. So they're, compared to an inadequate school, poor white or poor children, regardless of ethnicity, who go to a great school are twice as likely to get 5 good GCSEs.
So we're also joined by Jerry Glazier here from the National Union of Teachers. So, Jerry, I think many people hearing this report would also say that, you know, as well as all the things that have just been listed there by Graham, the parents must bear a lot of responsibility here.
I think it's critically important that parents are properly engaged with, and it's a very complicated issue, this. I agree, you know, the National Union of Teachers looked 4 years ago and did a very detailed report on how we can address the issue of underachievement in white working class boys and girls. That's very important to stress that. And it is about ensuring that we are able to recruit the very best teachers, we have an appropriate curriculum, that we engage with the parents, and we create all the opportunities. And the important thing, I think, is also to ensure within the teaching profession there are very positive working class role model teachers.
Yeah, but I mean, parents, I come back to my point, the parents must take their share of the blame for this.
Yes.
If they're not encouraging their kids to do homework, if they're allowing their kids to play truant.
That's true, but we need to understand why parents are having those attitudes, and sometimes it's a result of their poor experience of education. So a lot of effort needs to be put in to engage with parents, to encourage parents, to explain to parents why it's crucially important that education is a great liberator, it unlocks doors. But we're seeing the consequences of the economic crisis, which is having negative impact on employment opportunities, particularly the traditional jobs of white working class people.
That applies to everyone, not just white people.
But no, particularly the manufacturing base in this country is gone, so there's a lot of jobs not there. There's a sense of hopelessness with some kids. We've got to address that. We've got to ensure schools are properly recognised for the good work they're doing, which often doesn't happen when you've got floor targets and league tables.
Okay. Well, Graham Stewart, how do teachers help this particular section of the classroom?
Well, one of the issues that my committee is particularly concerned with is the use of the key resource in education, which is high-quality teaching, the way it's deployed. So, as well as the pupil premium, which provides additional support and accountability for schools to support poor children, the government is changing the accountability system. So, for instance, at secondary schools, instead of being measured on 5 good GCSEs A to C, there's going to be a new measure, Progress 8. It sounds all very technical, but it will capture the performance of every child, so that if you move from an E to a D, it counts.